Hello, welcome back to Rails Minute. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Bostrom, Rails Member Engagement Manager, and I'm here with Deirdre Brennan, Rails Executive Director. This is our effort to bring you a short video where you can find out more about what is happening with Rails. Deirdre, we're going to mix media here a little bit. So I listened to your podcast episode with Nicole Steves from Fox River Grove Public Library District. It sounded like you had a very fun conversation. Would you mind just kind of summing it up for those who might have missed it?
Sure. Well, of course, I think this is a My Library Is grant, right? And there's been a fair amount of video that's been done, I think, which is tremendous. So what they did at Fox River Grove, which is not a big or rich library by any stretch of the imagination, and Nicole made it very clear that this was not expensive, but highly polished. I thought really a great job. And so they did a video. They did two videos. One about My Library Is, and they had patrons of all different ages, saying what My Library is to them. And they were, it was complicated by the pandemic timing, et cetera, but it all, turned out great. And it was just wonderful to see the patrons, the users, the community members talking about how, great their library is and what it means to them. So, and then the other video was about the village itself, the Fox River Valley, Fox River Grove. It was just lovely. I mean, it didn't so much focus on the library itself. It was more the library as the heart of the community, the library and the community, and what a great place to live it is. And the library is one of the main reasons. And talk about like a real estate or a marketing video for a town, a village, was wonderful. And she said that when it was finished, she took it to the Chamber of Commerce, took it to the village, took it to, and they just loved it. So, and are also using it. So that's like, that kind of cross promotion. It's fantastic. And it just made everybody, especially including these partner organizations, value the library even more. So it's just a great story all the way around, which is true of all these My Library Is grants, I think. So
yeah, that's great. I thought when I saw when I listened to the podcast, when I saw their application, I thought, what a creative approach to this. So this is someone that's thinking really globally about their library and their role place. So
yeah,
great. Okay, so on April 1st, Rails will reopen Explore More Illinois, our museum and cultural attraction pass program.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit more about this reopening and what it means for our libraries?
Yes, so this happens to be the second birthday, actually, anniversary of the launching of Explore More. I still remember we said, we're not joking. This is real, this is just one of my favorite programs. It's incredibly inexpensive given what we get. This is online museum or cultural passes, everything from the Children's Museum in Chicago to some art museums. I think golf courses, the Peoria Riverfront Museum, the Rockford, I forget the name of it.
Discovery Museum?
Yeah, the Discovery Museum. I mean, the Harris Theater in Chicago, Ernest Hemingway Foundation in Oak Park. And what it is the attractions, as we call them. No, they are not paid. They get some free publicity, and they get more visitors, which they love. And so what Rails does is it buys this platform, and we have it purchase it for statewide, and there are many libraries downstate that are using it. There's attractions downstate, as I mentioned. Springfield was included. And it's an online pass program, and so the public can just go into this website and pick out the pass, and pick out the date, and they can print it out if they need to, but they don't have to. They can just have it on their phone, like with so many things. So I'm, I mean, talking about the library as the heart of the community, I mean, there's cultural connection in the fact that they can bring this to their public, they can bring this to these other, cultural organizations, they can connect. Just, it's awesome. It's just there is just win, 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 win. So I'm really glad that it's opening up again. Really glad that, we can help museums, et cetera, reopen by having this program. Because,
Yeah,
people, I mean, it's hard to get the word out when you've been closed a while, as we know.
as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Gradual, it'll be gradual, but yeah.
right. Yeah. So for the second time, we are not fooling. It is reopening Explore More Illinois, April 1st. So keep that in mind.
Right.
Okay. What else is happening around Rails? What else would you like people to know about?
Well, we are, I think I might have mentioned this before, we are looking to advance our statewide database funding proposal, which would be, we're looking for 3 to 5 million, specifically 5 million would be is our ask to create new funding specifically to fund database access for all libraries and for the unserved population in Illinois. We are one of only 2 states that does not provide this. Colorado is the other state. They used to do it. I don't know why they stopped. But any other state, you name it, and the leveling of the playing field for everybody to have access to some basic foundational databases. The amount of money that is saved from libraries not duplicating purchasing hundreds, even thousands of times, potentially. In Ohio, they have about not 5 million, less than $5 million annually, but the estimates for Ohio are that they save libraries 59, that's $59 million annually. So, I mean, it's like, talk about a no-brainer. This, we've been talking about, we need a new name for this. Maybe we should call it no-brainer, So we're keeping working on it. And our board members are reaching out, and some library directors, a lot of excitement around this. Also reaching out, if anybody out there listening to this wants more information, they should email me, call me up. If they want to be involved, that'd be great.
Yeah, I particularly think that this is going to be so great for school libraries.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, very excited about that.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the point where we turn to member questions. And if you do have a question, you can either leave a comment below or you can email them to communications@railslibraries.info. Finally, right now we're going through the process of finalizing our budget for next year. Can you talk about some of the priorities that we are discussing?
Sure. So the budget that we've been directed by the state library to apply, assume a level funded budget. Now, of course, our budget has been level funded since Rails was established. And what has generally been an acceptable, adequate amount of money is getting extremely tight, as after these number of years, the price of everything has gone up. There's increased demand for programs. But that's what we're doing, for this year. We're level funded, and really the priorities are the same as they have been in terms of continuing, obviously, delivery and support of the consortia, training, Explore More that you just mentioned, find more. But we also are going to be doing some new thing. We have to redo our website, additional work on L2. So we're certainly, continuing to do a lot of things that we have been doing, because these are what libraries need and want. But we're also hoping to expand some services. I know that Layla Heath is very interested in expanding the group purchases, deals and discounts, and that's sort of self-funding. I mean, the money that comes in for that is the same as the money that goes out for that. So that's great. So we'll see what happens in terms of next year. We will definitely be officially asking for an increase in our appropriation.
Yeah, great. Okay, well, that will do it for us for this episode of Rails Minute. Deirdre, thank you for joining me.
Thank
And
you.
we will see you next time.
Bye.